Alright, TRK, this is the place. Do I need to tag John? Hold on. No, he's in an intense Street Fighter match. Alright, well, now's the time to do it. Whoa, whoa. Oh, just... I love this song. TRK, did you send your question? Because after this match, I can check. If not, you're going to run out of question time. No more questions, I won't talk to you. Wait, Spire, Spire fan, how do I attach energy? Oh, read a rulebook. Okay. Well, TRK, I'm here to help. It's pretty simple. All you need to know is anytime you add cards to your hand from an attack, we are talking Farfetch'd Go and Collect, or Lapras, the Carrion. Those cards cannot be shuffled in next turn by your opponent. So, if you use Go and Collect by Farfetch'd, you grab 2 cards from your deck. If your opponent plays N or Marnie or Judge, those cards don't get shuffled in. You keep them. You just put them on the side. Right when you search them, you just put them on the side. And they'll know, oh, those aren't getting shuffled in. Yeah, Sparkly Wish Diancie counts. You're adding cards to your hand from an attack. So if they ever try to N or whatever, if they try to shuffle your hand into your deck, those cards stay in your hand. So, let's say they Marnie you to 4. You keep those 2 cards. You shuffle the rest at the bottom, and then you shuffle, and then you draw till you have 4 to match the card effect. If there's a rare instance where you have 5 cards that have shuffle armor, then they just Marnied you to 5. You know, it's like they have shuffle armor. That ain't going away. I'll explain real quick after the... 1 second. Alright. So cool new browser. Alright, I got the Google tab loaded. So I'm about to give you the crash course on why it's called Highlander. Alright, so it's called Highlander, named after TF2 Highlander, one of my most favorite competitive games. I love this chart. It's a great way to understand. Can I close the... Oh, I can't double close. Okay, I'll open that in a bit. So you saw the triangle. The triangle shows all 9 classes in this game and their like roles. And TF2 Highlander is named after the movie Highlander, where it says, okay, we're loading a new map, so we have time. Okay, this guy made a diagram. Let's see if I can expand on this. Boop, bop, beep it a bop. So, TF2 Highlander is named after the movie Highlander, and the phrase is, there can only be one. So in TF2 Highlander, it's 9v9, one of each class. I got into this format, I got into this competitive format in 2015, right when Highlander was being made, Pokemon. And Pokemon Highlander at first was kind of we were playing one of lines anyway. I printed off Machamp and Scolipede and Gengar and Blaziken and Venusaur, and you know, we were starting with the few first Highlander Pokemon. So we didn't have a lot of custom cards, so we were like, okay, we just run one of each right now. But, you know, obviously as we're testing, I kind of was like, it was based off the Unlimited 150 format too, and as we were playing the first matches of Highlander ever, ancient history, we were like, yeah, it's called Singleton. We're like, yeah, this is great. And so, it's based off TF2 Highlander, where one of each class, and the cool thing about that is, because there's one of each class on a competitive level, like you look at them right here, each of them are pushing their strengths to the fullest and they're working as a team. So just like in Pokemon, you can't just run 4 Charizard. You gotta run Charizard, Incineroar, Cinderace, Blaziken. And now you're trying to push the strengths of all of them. And it's awesome, it's fun. It's just cool to like work with other like diverse team members and like push each other's strengths. So hello. Welcome. Make sure John didn't say anything. Okay. Long Street Fighter 6 set. He's been playing almost every day. John's really good. I gotta catch up. Yes, TRK, that means there will be Street Fighter 6 streams in the future. Well, TRK, you know I'm gonna say Venusaur. For Highlander? Yeah, Venusaur. No TRK, there's no secret champion theme where if you win a Highlander tournament, I invite you to a private call, and I'm like, now you play me. And it's like this super optimized Venusaur deck. And then the players that lose to me are given money to not talk about how broken Venusaur is. Trust me, there's no favoritism here. Okay, TRK, you're not my stat manager. I don't want you to spend so much time studying my records. You know, TRK, you gotta focus on college. You gotta focus on beating Almost got me. You know what, though? We need to stop the Sax jokes. He's actually getting better at the game. Okay, TRK. You know what? Get it out of your system now. Because once college starts, you'll be like, you know what? I think I'm going to take a 5-year hiatus from Highlander. And I'll be like, you know what, TRK? A normal person would probably play Highlander a few times a month. But for you, I think that's healthy. Look at you right now. You told me it's addicting. I took that seriously. Alright, TRK, I'll read my inbox after this. I think there's a queue. Sax has sent like 10 things by now. Alright. Oh wow, it's like instant setup? There was like no setup time, that's interesting. Wait. Oh. Is this, sometimes Uncletopia does like basically beta tests for new maps and stuff. That's pretty cool. So for you guys to know, Uncletopia is like the place to go to practice with like a mid to top level pool of players overall. So when I play Highlander, I play what's called pugs, which are pickup games. And so, but pugs are either scheduled or they don't happen all the time. It'd be like this Saturday and this Sunday only this week. I'll get a Discord notification that they're starting pugs. So when you're not playing pugs, a lot of players go to these Uncletopia servers. It's really good competitive practice, and part of this is Uncle Dane, the guy that owns these servers, also experiments with new maps and sometimes competitive stuff like the stopwatch mode and payload. So really cool. Just overall that he's pushing stuff like this, and just great servers overall. Alright, here we go. I won't answer any message then. So when you see me do this, when I'm like just spreading flames like this, like bursting flames, I'm spy checking. Our medic is building Uber. I don't want him to get backstabbed, so I might as well check for spies because this card gives me ammo, so it's very productive to just spy check and stuff. TF2 rewards a lot of proactive gameplay, so it's kind of like, what am I doing right now? You know, you're always asking, what am I doing? And like, look around me. All these guys are doing stuff. You know, right now we're trying to push this main choke point, or like this engineer's building stuff to help us sustain that. All right. Let me do a quick check. Oh, you didn't send me much, TRK. Well, TRK. A few that come to mind ASAP. Kingdra's big. Big, like, ready to go lightning water attackers. Zapdos is great. I mean, just jam-pack your deck with a ton of basic water and lightning. You'll get it out. And Kingdra will shuffle it all back in for a ton of damage, so... Also, I won't say his name, because you might want to keep it hidden, but that level, that Pokemon you sent me, his other attack just deals good damage, so... Oh! You should play Vaporeon. Here's why. So, the base form, not the form change of who you're talking about, his first attack does an insane amount of damage, but obviously has that drawback to it, you know, that it has that double-edged sword. Okay, I've said enough. I think you get it, Vaporeon, Kingdra. Now, TRK, there's only one person. YouTube tells me there's only one person watching right now. Might be just you. I don't think Sax is on some hidden browser. Sax is on some VPN from Switzerland, trying to get the info. If he is, then you know what? Props to him. That's good spying, you know. That was quite the victory. I've never played this map before. That was pretty funny. I guess they purposely have the train hit the payload. That's interesting. But yeah, TRK. If you think you're running enough basic energy for that type of deck, run a bit more. Like, think about the energy advantage you pull off by just one of that guy's attacks. And if you could pull it off 3 times, that's quite the board. Yes. Now remember, form changes don't de-evolve. But everything else that's evolved has to be bounced. Which means, if they took a decent amount of chip damage or spread, that's just free knockouts. We've seen it before. People will play Amistar. They'll spread around with like Spinda, Tapu Koko, Delibird, and then there's already enough spread damage that they de-evolve. They get free prizes. Oh, John Miney's here. Say hello to the stream, John.
Yeah, it took a while to figure out this headset. I thought it was just not working.
Did you hear that, chat? See, John, we were giving reasons for you. We're not mad. I was like, he's playing Street Fighter 6 every day. He's getting the combos down.
Yeah, apparently.
All right,
like,
John. Look. Oh, go, keep talking.
Like attached to this cord is like a volume wheel, which I never touched. Somehow it got turned all the way down, so that's why it seemingly didn't work. But I got it fixed now.
Heck yeah. Okay, John. So, this is a stream special. Hold on. Now, you need to accept this offer. Oh, wait. Okay, Steam's resetting. Oh, it wants me to know about the summer sale. Summer sale? Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Alright, John. Wait. Alright, I'm sending it again. Alright, John. Now, the stream already knows. Alright? I told him about it, John. This wasn't gonna go unchecked. Alright, let you know, let it load. Oh, we got another Steam. You know what? Let me sign off TF2 first, and then trade you. That might help. Okay.
Oh, Secret Saxton.
I ain't giving. I don't have that. All right. No, it's not good. That is a good item. All right. Boop, bop, TF2. All right, and then now, let's see if this works. It might be in the very back, because now I think it should be pretty easy setup. Hold on. Oh, it might not. Do they take like? Oh, I'm checking it out. You know what? Maybe they don't pop up in the. I heard something about they might not pop up in the backpacks until like a day later. Hold on. Well, I'll do one last check. John, do you have the stream open?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can open it for a second.
Yeah, open it for a second. Because I think what TF2 does is after you buy an item, you have to wait a day until you can trade it. So stream, you're not gonna see it on stream, but I'm gonna let John know how much we appreciate him. So John, I already told him about what you did this morning about buying me Street Fighter 6. I was like, whoa. You know, that's pretty great. Obviously, I'm going to start streaming Street Fighter 6 soon, right? So, John, I had to do something in return. Are you watching the stream, John? Is it up?
Yeah, it's like it's like 10 seconds behind.
Oh, yeah, you might want to mute me on Discord. So, mute me on Discord. Now John can hear me through the stream. John? I was going to give you this item today, but I think I have to wait a day, so you're going to get this off stream. I bought you this, John. I appreciated the kind gesture, you know.
I love the smell of a kicking ass.
All right, let's get back to TF2. So you'll get that in your inventory later this week.
I mean, hopefully I can figure out how taunting works.
Oh, it's easy. You literally open up your you know, when you go to your character and you change items, they have their own slots for all these taunts. All right, let me jump on the server, and then you can just jump on the same server as me. That's what we do. So, I'm going to Uncletopia 1. So if you go on community servers, just type in like UNC, and you'll see Uncletopia Chicago 1. What's up, Lasagna? Did you catch the taunt that John has? or will have. John bought me Street Fighter 6 this morning. I was like, dang, that's such a kind gift. So I had to get him something in return. I love that taunt. And I've talked to John about it before. It's a good taunt. John, check the Discord, Lasagna. If you look at event announcements, I was like, this is not a cube donation. This is a kind friend donation. John just bought me Street Fighter 6 this morning. So, future Street Fighter 6 streams soon. You know, John will probably be on those streams too. And then you'll hear John rage. John, am I still muted?
No, I'm trying to... I have Uncletopia Chicago favorited, and I can't really find it just with a manual search, but I have one Facebook.
You can always right-click my name if you can't find it. But yeah, it's Uncletopia Chicago 1.
Oh, okay, I have 4.
Good, okay. TRK, I'm not trying to gatekeep. Lasagna might. No, he's not. He'll be kind to you too. But it's so funny that you asked if John is a known rage quitter. No, John doesn't rage. There's a reason we keep John around.
Yeah, for some reason I can't, like, manually search for anything, so I'm just gonna try to right-click your name.
You might have to click refresh all with like a blank search bar. It's like a very precise thing sometimes. I bet I could just invite you. Hold on.
Okay. Chicago 1.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. And you'll probably have to wait a bit, but once you're in this server, you're good for the whole night. Because we always just stay in like one Uncletopia server. So I was telling the stream, Uncletopia is awesome, not just because of what he did when the bots were running really rampant, but Uncle Dane has like fostered these servers that the average player pool is like mid to top level. So I play Highlander Pugs, which is like pick-me-up games, and those only happen like a few times a week at most, which were really fun. And I've noticed, including myself, when we're not playing Pugs, the competitive players tend to come to Uncletopia. It's very good practice. It's like when you play fighting games, you know, playing against really strong players is very helpful. Anyway, John, I found out like a few weeks ago, Uncle Dane doesn't have like donation pools for these servers, and people are like, Uncle Dane, I want to donate to Uncletopia, and he's like, no, I literally take my YouTube revenue and put it into the servers. Holy crap! He's a very kind person. Also, TRK, to answer your question, you just compared John with Sax for who rages. More so you should ask, why don't you find an equal to Sax? In Highlander, do you think Sax is matched right now? Have you seen his tirades? I mean, you know his catchphrases. What? I'm cooking, hold on, let me cook. I'm sure you did, TRK. I know you miss him. Are you on the wait queue, John?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're in the middle of a match. You know, once that ends, on average, maybe like 1 or 2 people might leave. So.
I might have. Oh no. Never mind. Yeah, once I found that Guile combo, I was looking through all the videos that I have saved of like Guile stuff, and for like level 3 combos, I wasn't able to find anything stronger than that combo that I have. Except for...
Where are you like looking? Like Reddit, Twitter?
well, mostly YouTube and some Discord. A little bit of Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's
some...
been going crazy with like, I'll just see a new combo like every day.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Dang, John. Leading the guy. Oh, sorry. I keep interrupting you. All right, John. Keep talking.
There are some things which I think any character can do where you do like a micro walk whenever you have like a split second for extra time, and it gives you back like a smidge of meter, and so you can do 3 drive rushes.
Oh my gosh.
I tried doing that. I wasn't able to get it like some days ago. So aside from stuff like that, and the Sonic Boom Loops, which they kind of patched out, aside from stuff like that, I haven't been able to find a stronger combo.
They already patched it? So this is more of like an emergency patch, not like some balance patch?
I think they patched it on release. They made it to where his knee doesn't go as forward, and so that kind of just negates those really long loops.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about a patch. Obviously, I don't own the game till today, but usually when fighting games like this or Smash have patches, they get, you know, Twitter talks about it a decent amount, but maybe it was like a small patch.
Well, I think it's just like a release. Like they do the betas and then just like they take notes and then on release they change the game. It's just one of those. Loading up Cactus Canyon.
Oh, that's another thing. Uncletopia. So Uncle Dane also uses Uncletopia a few servers to like beta test new like competitive maps and stuff. And then he'll test like the stopwatch mode seen in competitive. It's really cool. So this is a new map. He's kind of pushing a lot of cool like new content, and potentially Valve could pick up on it. So. Oh, John, we have a question from our stream. I don't, you know.
Am I subbed?
Huh?
Am I subbed?
Yeah, that was a question. Don't worry about that, John. You do not have to subscribe. John, I think you're like subscribed from 7th grade. Actually, you know, John, I think 2 of my subscribers are Squalla Law and Diddy Dude FC. Yes, he is subscribed to your account. Are you kidding me? John's one of the OG subscribers. I started this account in 2007. We were watching YouTube Hoops and just, you know, making jokes about Chad Warden. He's like, oh yeah, John is like double subscribed. Oh, but it sounds like TRK wants to see you at the next Highlander tournament, John. No pressure. I'm not going to pressure you. That's TRK. It's not me. I told him about Typhlosion, but you know.
Yeah, I think a big reason why I'm not into card games much anymore is just, even if you make a cool strategy, you still gotta have like a decent amount of luck to pull it off.
Well, John, we'll just make your deck ultra consistent.
Yeah. See, the thing though, like, I like to have. I like the idea of like a pure strategy. Like with my Red Eyes deck, I don't want a bunch of random stuff in the deck. Like I just want Red Eyes, but that kind of like limits my options. But I just want a Red Eyes deck. I don't want all this other stuff. So that makes it less good.
Well, it is good to play cards that can help your strategy, for sure. Like, I love Ocean Dragon Lord Neodaedalus, but I also love that the Mermails and Atlantean monsters help support him a lot, so... I don't know, I think you should give Highlander another shot. I'll make, like, a really consistent deck for you, but, you know, again, no pressure, so... Okay, guys, I get it. The Sore fan name drops. You know, John was actually around when I had to make Sore fan, because I made Spire fan in early 2007 in 6th grade, and then it got hacked, and my mom was very scared for me because he was hacking other kids' accounts. She's like, shut down that account. I was like, okay. And so I shut it down, and Spire fan was taken by me, so I had to make Sore fan instead, and I stuck with that, and then Lasagna actually saw this like a year ago. Google was like, hey, we're bringing like username official change stuff. And I was like, alright, Sorefan. I've been writing with Sorefan on this account since 07, but we can now full circle back to Spirefan, so... Here it comes. Before I even say, here comes Roger Buster, Banjo 47. I've heard them all. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the Roger Buster lore. You'll have to
The lore? Guys, we're not doing lore about me, okay? What do I have, a freaking wiki page? Also known as?
Yeah, a small reason why I want to drop the FMA from my name is because that creates, people don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh, okay, I thought you just hate anime now.
Nah, like they'll say it like Ambifma. Like they'll say it like one word.
Ambifma? I've never thought of that. Instead of Ambi-FMA, they say Ambifma. Yeah, you tell them Spire_fan, all caps. I am on Soldier, John. Soldier's fun.
You know? Bye.
Yeah, I saw. But I gotta hold this choke point. They are crowding. I do love the battalion's backup and how. I mean, look, I'm at like 300 overheal. That's crazy for Soldier. Trying to build this rage. Oh my gosh, we're being ambushed. Well, I have it. We'll see if I can pull it off. Haha, it got me. John Lore win. I know a decent amount of John Lore. We met in 7th grade, Moreland Ridge. Oh, almost DDoSed myself. I don't know, 7th grade.
Oh, spies me behind you.
Oh yeah! I thought you were the first one.
Yeah, I don't want to like slow down my game, so I don't have your stream open.
Oh, John, you don't need to have my stream open. You're talking to me. I am feeding the questions to you, John. I will filter out the bad questions. Don't worry. All right, I'm popping battalion. Oh, they got me. All right, so I met John in 7th grade. He was wearing a Super Mario Brothers shirt. We were in the cafeteria, and I was like, "Yo, cool shirt." I was like, "Okay, this guy likes Mario." So I was like, I started asking questions like, "Do you like Mario? Mario's cool. Who's your favorite character?" Blah blah blah. And then I was just like, "Hey, we should hang out sometime." And John lived across the school, so he was like, "Oh, I haven't rode the bus in a while." I was like, "Whoa, what are you, like, foreign to transportation?" And so I didn't say that. And so you had to get the permission slip. Then you came over. We played Mario Strikers Charged all night, and then the next morning we checked the Brawl Dojo. And who did they announce? King DDD. So if you want to know the exact day when John came over for the first time and we hung out, it was when King DDD, the day before King DDD was announced on the Smash Dojo, which is archived. It should be like October 2007. Some people say I should be like a lawyer, John, because I remember all these things. You know, you look for all the evidence, but you know, don't worry, John. We're not taking you to court. Oh, John, you want to pop Uber? Oh, you got the heavy. You know, you don't have to pop Uber on me. No pressure. TRK says ambiguous. He got you, John. That's what I used to say. I knew you. John actually has this name because of ambidextrous. I used to give John crap that it was ambiguous. Or I'd be like, what, ambipom? And he's like, oh, no.
Oh, I might have to pop soon if these guys jump down. I don't know, that meaning has kind of changed over time.
Yeah, you forgot how to write.
Well, nah. I use it. The reason has changed. Still
Now,
angry,
John,
but the
I will
reason behind
say,
it.
John, I will say, there is a reason why Ryan consistently wins a lot of our Highlander tournaments. So I will say, you can make a big influence on like strategy and consistency. You know, if you felt like your last deck you weren't hitting your draws, I can help you out. All right, that's the last I'll say about it. I can't guarantee that TRK will stop, but you know, we got to see John play Typhlosion. You know, there's going to be a Johto update in late summer, so you can expect Typhlosion level X. You know, I'm just saying, John. Okay, TRK, we're not a cult. Don't say join us. He's already here. John's one of my closest friends. I've known John. You just got the whole lore. The backdrop. John's wiki page.
Dude, I don't know. I'm kind of like... I'm like the... I don't know. I'm some kind of like unintentional or like non-self-appointed leader of personality. Because like, at first it was like gay for John.
Okay. Well, okay. Too much lore. Too much lore. Too much. Okay. I didn't say that. That's some PJ stuff.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
We're all inclusive here.
We are, but that was a dead joke upon arrival that PJ and them are overused. And there it is, and lasagna. Yup. Oh my gosh, TRK, you're too invested in the lore. TRK, are you gonna start stealing my friends? I already answered that question, there's no way. You're not gonna DM John after this on Discord. Be like, hey, I got my own stream. Leave Spire Fan stream. That's actually TRK's hidden plot. He's trying to get information out of my friends. Because he wants to know what we're all playing in Highlander. I already told you, TRK, if John plays again, he'll probably play Typhlosion. It's about time.
I mean, speaking of streams, like, yeah, I'll upload like clips of like my combos on Twitch, and the clips stay there, but like the streams don't. I don't really know how Twitch works.
Oh, you have to be like not affiliate, but you have to like stream enough that Twitch is like, oh, okay, we're gonna start saving your clips. Okay, I will. John, I was wondering how I can share, because you do have a Twitter. You know, when I have guests on this show, I wanna help them. You know, I'll be like, if you guys enjoyed John's content for the stream, here's John's page. And I was like, what is John's page? I was like, he doesn't have Diddy Dude FC anymore. But yeah, Twitch is good. I could do that. I could be like, here's John's Twitch. He posts Guile clips.
I mean, I posted a couple on Discord, the Guile Discord, but I haven't.
The Guile Discord? Was John like top rank? He's got like top affiliate.
Nah, well, I don't know. I think it's just connected off of the subreddit, which connects to like the character discords.
Okay, I'm guessing they talk like every day and share stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean it's pretty much just constant, like just
That's a good.
combo help and just posting clips.
Do you actually talk on there, or do you usually just gather resources and stuff?
Talk a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Let's go push out.
All right.
Push.
Yep. Go. All right. I got banner. I'm gonna hold back because your Uber's almost done. Pull back. Pull back. All right. I'm gonna hold this banner next time they push. So what is the Guile Discord come to for like who do they think his hardest matchups are right now?
I haven't really read much of matchups. I mean, it's nothing special for Discord. It's just like, you know, just general discussion about Guile stuff. So it's the same as any other character Discord.
I'm the top.
But yeah, it's certainly interesting being not a new player anymore because you have like a lot of new people on the Discord. It's like asking for, oh, how do you do the charge buffering, or like how do you link a standing into a flash kick or something?
Well, John, you got that Street Fighter 4 experience. Mugen. Some Street Fighter 5?
No, God, or heavy. So yeah, it's interesting not being a new person anymore.
John, we've been playing Street Fighter since high school. You're not new.
I didn't really think about it much in 5 because we didn't really play much of it.
Yeah, I played with J-Spot for a lot of 2019, but yeah, I didn't really go to much tournaments. But it was a good experience. I agree with you, John. I think Street Fighter V has one of the best versions of Guile's theme.
I do like it. Even though none of their songs are their classic songs, I do really like Guile's theme.
In 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I like the harmonica. It adds a little bit of that, like, Americano, Western stuff, aesthetic to it. I don't know if...
I get.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I actually knew this because it was in Guile's biography before 6, but Twitter has been, like, going crazy about how Guile, like, his favorite type of music is country music. But what's cool about Guile is he's, like, very, like, humble and open-minded. And so there's, like, I don't know if you've got to it yet. There's, like, an arcade ending where his daughter wants to go to DJ's concert. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Are there different endings?
I don't know, but I saw the ending, and he was like, okay, this music isn't for me, but I'm glad my daughter's happy. And people are like, okay, good dad Guile, you know?
I think, maybe I'm thinking of DJ, but I think Laura shows up, like Laura from 5.
Laura and Sean, they're in the crowd.
Oh. Yeah, I'm lucky that Guile and Marisa have my 2 favorite songs.
Yeah. It's so funny that messing with playing like a bruiser character. She looks pretty fun though.
Yeah, I mean, I get the logic with Balrog being one too. Maybe it's just his personality that I didn't like.
He does fight dirty.
I mean, Vega's a villain, but I like him.
Vega's interesting because yeah, he's pretty evil, but he at least doesn't like do like foul play. I guess some people say technically he brings a claw to a fight, but in Street Fighter there aren't really rules like that. You know, you got Rolento throwing grenades.
Oh. Teammates. Blanca's song is good, Manon's song is good. Oh, I noticed Kimberly's moves are kind of like Skeptiles in Pokken.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I want to play her, but I don't dislike her anymore because of that. Because I kind of didn't like her.
Which is funny because like a lot of her moves obviously are from Guy. Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys
I never liked Guy. He just seemed like way too stiff and boring.
Oh. See, I always thought Guy was one of the most technical characters, along with like El Fuerte and like Seth. I always said those three were like, they had such high like execution barriers. Oh, and Gen. No, it was Gen, Guy, and El Fuerte, and then Seth is like the honorable mention. Those are like the most technical characters. Yeah, Gen. Oh my gosh. I was just talking about this recently, but there's been videos that have been coming up and Twitter threads about the Nintendo 3DS, and like the launch titles for it, and unanimously, a lot of people agree that along with Ocarina of Time, Street Fighter 4 on 3DS was like the best launch title, and I have commented recently saying, not only is it one of the best launch titles, it was just one of the best 3DS games as a fighting game player. John, you remember? We're in Mr. Hanneman's class. He's like, oh, you got 15 minutes to do whatever. I was like, okay, combos. Gen, Seth, T-Hawk, Zangief, Hakan. It was so much fun being able to just open your 3DS on trips or in school and just, like, grind out combos and stuff.
I mean, as far as I remember, it was like the only fighting game on 3DS.
They had, like, Tekken 3D. Hey, Smash 4, John?
Oh yeah, wow, I forget about that game existing.
John's on Soldier? I'll go on Pyro. Now we're gonna win. No pressure, John. Just do your best. They got me.
Where's with the base? No. Yeah, so I was curious of what you thought about Lily, because I feel like, I mean, they kind of did this with Remy a little bit, but I feel like if there was like a kid character or something like that, where it's kind of like Guile, I'm not sure if I would use them. Like, Lily's kind of like T-Hawk, but you said you're going to main her, right?
Yeah, I'll main Lily. I mean, she's really cool. Obviously, T-Hawk's my favorite Street Fighter character. I brought this up recently. They're actually kind of smart with what they did with Lily. because she's a lot smaller. She's very energetic and jolly compared to like T-Hawk being like tall, stern, and stoic. That like just those personalities alone allow for a big enough like desync that if they ever were to like, let's say, put T-Hawk in 6 or have them both in the same game, it would work. Because obviously like Lily really dials up on what made T-Hawk like what put like into his mobility and good pokes in the past, and they kind of dialed that up. And people have noted that kind of like the trade-off of design is that Lily is a lot more mobile, but she doesn't get that like insane Oki off of her Mexican Typhoon, and in fact a lot of her game doesn't just strongly revolve around like a very strong foundation with Mexican Typhoon. It's just a very good move to use. And so I do think there is enough desync that, yeah, they could put T-Hawk in the same game with Lily, because T-Hawk would play, well, very similar to Zangief and Lily, that very traditional moving glacier type grappler that happens to have a multiple mobility special moves. I mean, think about it, like, Manon is a little bit similar to Abel, where they're like these like sub-grapplers with their own like mix-ups and stuff, and Marisa is more of a bruiser type character, to the point that like Zangief is the only like pure grappler in 6. I don't mean that as a complaint, I mean that more of like, there's room. If they're looking at more characters like T-Hawk or Hugo, those are some pure grapplers they could add.
Yeah, I want to try working Marisa's command grab more into
It's pretty funny.
Style. Yeah, it's you need to enter like a stance, but it's still pretty quick. Yeah, it's just really cool looking, and plus when you kill with it, I feel like the sound effect is even better than it normally is. So it does a decent amount of damage too. So yeah, I want to use it more.
Okay, TRK, let's stop. TRK has this thing where he just loves to say classic Spire W. He also tries to claim to be my agent, and I'm like, no, TRK, we're not doing agent stuff. We're not doing subscribe to Spire fan. I already told the stream. If they want to, that's their choice, but I'm never going to ask people to subscribe. It's kind of...
like
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go. Keep going.
Oh, it's just like those cartoon... It's like those kids' networks where they'd be like, don't change the channel, this show will be right back. If the show was good enough, I wouldn't have to hear that, because Samurai Jack, I'll be back.
Yearn for it.
You better watch out, John. TRK might just build you a Typhlosion deck, and then he'll optimize it for you, and then he'll message you and be like, here you go, you're ready for the online tournament. I'll build the Typhlosion deck. I'm already brewing.
Yeah, with Marisa, the thing I gotta work on, I think the most is pushing people into the corners somehow. Because like, I've never been good about approaching, and I still kind of back off a little too much than I think I should.
Okay.
Especially because whenever you charge up her, like when you charge up anything, you're like plus on block even. So you gotta work on like just pushing people to the corner somehow.
That's interesting to hear, because yeah, you've always played like Guile and DJ, so now that you're playing a completely different type of character, I mean, it's like I told you, I still struggle with some charge stuff. Especially like those ultras that ask for like the triangle. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not a thing in 6 actually. I feel like that makes more combos possible, but I kind of liked them.
It was cool what you discovered. When you showed me like FADC and you still did the input, I was like, okay, John's like a master of this craft.
Well, is it like to Sonic Hurricane?
Well, Guile's Ultra 1 is that Ultra Flash kick, and that's the triangle input.
Yeah. What was the FADC to that though?
Oh, I thought there was. Maybe I think of a different one.
I mean, I know that if you do like a flash kick when they're like really high up, you can just go straight into the Ultra 1.
I know there are other characters that had that, like Chun-Li and M. Bison. Yeah, it was hard for me to pull off. Like, as in like a string or a combo. Obviously, raw, you can just charge it, but even then, I wasn't consistently doing it. You know, having Gen as a pocket character kind of opened up the pathway to learning charge stuff, because his crane stance was all about charge motions. So yeah, I had to learn more charge stuff. Dude, Gen would be so cool. I'm not trying to go down the snowball effect of they should add this guy to 6. I don't think 6 would be ruined without characters. I think the roster is really good, but Gen would be pretty cool. Imagine that you could like drive impact and like buffer your stance change. Because in 4, you could buffer your stance change and it was already like swapped while in the middle of a combo or something. Okay, TRK. Again, we gotta focus on this format. TRK, there is a July online monthly we need to be prepared for. Uber.
Yeah, doing the standing heavy punch to flash kick super is a lot easier just by itself than in a combo, because you gotta remember to just like slow your fingers down and just like make sure you get the input perfectly.
Yeah, true.
Which is like so much harder when you're like in the moment.
Yeah, I'm glad you're actually playing versus people online, because you obviously don't want to become an ultra stream lab monster, or a lab monster, because it's good to lab, but then you start desyncing yourself from the actual game if you don't like condition yourself for, like you said, in the moment.
Yeah, I feel like I have enough experience just playing generally that I can do some like training mode stuff in matches. Even if they're like the drive rush combos, like I can still do that.
Right. Well, I don't know if you saw, like, in a little bit, they're about to add like 4 more characters. I know one of them is like Akuma. And I know that you said that Akuma was a bit hard for Guile in 4, so I'm interested to see what happens.
Well, mostly just because the ambiguous cross-up, which
It's
is
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts Guile more than other characters, but it's kind of not much of a thing in 6.
Yeah, I remember you would pick DJ in that matchup because of DJ's reversal against cross-ups.
Yeah, which I guess I haven't tried it much, but you can apparently just delay flash kick if it's crossing up in 6, and it still kind of autocorrects.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about just specific engine stuff in 6 right now. I don't mean this to undermine the game, I've heard some people say about like it eating inputs, but I wonder how much of that is just scrub quotes and not the actual game.
Well, it's drive rush. I haven't like tested it, but I take people's word that it does actually do that. I figure they'll fix it eventually, because that's like a pretty big thing.
TRK says, I'm just preparing John for the tournament, like the good agent I am. Well, John, looks like TRK has signed up as your agent as well. You better expect some Typhlosion optimizations headed your way. You know what? Here's what I'll do. After this stream, which no rush on this ending, I'm having a great time. I will build a skeleton list. I'll send it to TRK. Not that I'm saying TRK is your agent, John. He's not my agent. And then if he wants to spend his time optimizing it, you know, that's a very kind thing. So, and then it'll be so consistent. John will be like, "Dang, I'm playing how I want to play." It's like, yeah, that's pretty good. It'll be like evaporating heat. You know, got that little southern twang in there. Alright, 1 second. Let me get something. I'm still in the game. I'll be right back. Boop, bop, beep it a boop, 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 bop. The mic's still on. I knew that. TRK's spying on me. TRK's spying on me.
So Pete, you know you can make these like monstrosities in Street Fighter 6 as like your avatar. What are you gonna make?
I'm back. TRK, I'm worried about your health.
Well, I didn't know you were muted, but so like, whenever you make your avatar in Street Fighter 6, what are you gonna make?
Oh boy, have you seen I don't know if you know the streamer Vinny Vine Sauce, but he made like an alien clone of Conan O'Brien called Clone and Orion. And so yeah, obviously you have to make an avatar for the campaign, and people either dive down like memes and jokes, or they just make someone that looks like them. That's a good question. I'll do something for fun. I'd have to look. You know what? I've actually been surprised how many accessories there are. So if there's, you know, like obviously if there's like a gas mask, you could make the pyro, you know, and have like Dulcim fireball or something.
Yeah, I know you use it also for the fight hub, or like battle hub. But as far as like getting matches goes, like once you got like your placement, I feel like the battle hub is not that great for getting matches, because as far as I can tell, you're like limited. You're limited to who you can fight within that hub. But if no one is looking for a ranked match near your rank, you're just not going to fight them. And so like I feel like you're just better off in like training mode or like trials, just like setting your like ranked match setting on to search for ranked matches.
I heard, yeah, because isn't all ranked matches done outside of Battle Hub, or most of them?
Well, like if you're in the hub, you can do rank or casual, or like you can sit at the cabinets. But I mean, this is just like an assumption, but it seems like you're just limited to the people on that server, like in that hub. And so if you're trying to get rank matches, it's just not going to happen very often. Because you also need people close to your rank also looking for rank matches.
Within that server?
Yeah, like with this 60 or so people in that hub. And so yeah, like if you want to get matches, I feel like you're just much better off just like sitting in training mode or something. Because like I would try to go in like a server looking for rank matches, and it just wouldn't happen very often. But like in training mode, not that big a deal.
That's good to know. Yeah, TRK, I'm actually concerned that you drink 15 Cokes a day. Also, it's like early morning in the Netherlands, so I hope you got enough sleep, TRK. Now, I know once college rolls around, you probably won't be on these streams that much. And guess what? That's okay. I want you to stay strong, healthy, growing those brain wrinkles for college. TRK, are you reading the pizza place menu? Okay, well, TRK, I know you're trying to plan to fly out here to play. Highlander is going international.
Go ahead. Get in there. Pete rank match streams. I would
Yep.
watch that.
They'll be arriving soon.
I feel
Oh,
like the
TRK
the
says you better be at Highlander if he flies out. See, John, he's serious about this Typhlosion deck. All right, John, what were you saying?
I feel like the thing that like I go through Twitch, like the program they sent me to like go through Twitch so I can record clips, I feel like it doesn't let me do YouTube streams, although I haven't.
You have to link
tried,
your account.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, there must be some weird way to do it, because I think I tried linking YouTube, but it only said I could do one thing.
Yeah, I'm linked through YouTube, but there's also a feature where you can just record a video. But of course, you know, that means you'd have to find a way to share a compressed version, either, you know, through approval of Mark Zuckerberg or through Discord. I actually like the way Facebook compresses video, because Discord obviously wants you to pay a bunch of money. I like your Twitch process. Obviously, if you actually, I recommend you look into that. I recommend you look into linking your YouTube channel, because you could literally just upload YouTube clips. Like, and I'm not saying you're not even into like content for attention, which is good, but you would probably get a lot of attention by just uploading Guile combos on like YouTube's like shorts. I think that'd be a perfect format. Actually, that would be really good if you could do that, because I actually shared one of your combos today, so...
Well, if only I didn't hate shorts. But, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, you can just upload them as regular videos, but you might as well just use the shorts feature.
Combos. Scour the internet for the highest damage combo.
Okay, TRK. First off, another Spire W. Yeah, Spire from Metroid. He's known to get W's all the time. Me? Don't worry about it, TRK. I love the trend that Uncle Dane started that I see to this day, including this game, where he's like, if you're playing with an engineer on defense, help him out. And then you see people go engineer to like level up my teleporter to level 3. It's like, nice. It's a good trend. I just do the competitive thing in Highlander where I just like drop metal. Like if you just like if you just like die, you drop metal for it. Well, they popped Uber ASAP.
Did I get right?
When's TRK playing TF2? Maybe that's the trade-off, TRK. John will play more Highlander if you play more TF2. Actually, what will happen is you're going to build this amazing Typhlosion deck, and John's like, dang, I think I'm addicted. And I'll be like, okay, no more updates. You guys need to go live healthy lives.
So for the arcade stick, or like the brands still, like the big brands still the same back like a decade ago?
I honestly don't know. I think I've heard that. I do. Okay, actually, you know what? I do know a bit because Michael plays on a Smash box, and I've actually heard that boxes have been on a drastic rise, not just for Smash, but for Street Fighter. So I know that boxes have been getting really popular. And I also heard, obviously, like Mad Catz is not a powerhouse brand anymore for sticks. A lot of people still use Horties though. So. Alright, TRK, you go grab that Coke.
Oh.
It's got my central. Oh, they're coming in for a push.
Jump down here, heavy. Oh, heavy. No. Oh, they got their stuff set up here. Not anymore, though.
Uh-oh. Demo on top. There was a demo that got behind us. He did pretty good. Getting my dispenser. Let's see. I think he's flanking right now. Look at that. There's a spy around here. There he is, on my dispenser. Or my dispenser.
Oh,
Yeah, he got me.
oh yeah. So I finally, I finished watching the Castlevania anime today.
I heard that one's really good.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons. I think back when they were new, like a few years ago, and then I wanted to wait until it was done, and then, you know, waited a while longer, then just started watching it again a few days ago.
Isn't the anime, doesn't that use like red-haired Simon?
Well, he's brown hair. He's Trevor Belmont.
Oh, it's Trevor Belmont, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's from any of the games. He might just be like an original one.
I know when Smash Ultimate came out and announced Simon and Richter, so many people, including myself, were just praising the heavens that they were using OG NES Barbarian Simon. And not that his like red hair design is bad, but it was just so cool to see the OG Simon design.
So, there are 4 seasons. The last season, I would say, is just okay, but the first 3 are all really good.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it's really good. I know my brother watched Castlevania. He liked it. Obviously, John, you're an anime expert, so it's another voice of reason for this department.
But as far as I can tell, they only used one actual Castlevania song in the entire show.
That is kind of weird. If I was composing the Castlevania anime. I'd be using a lot of Castlevania music.
Or at least one that's like clearly recognizable.
Speaking of anime, man, we got some anime avatars. And we got 2 Hat Girl. Well, that is a good game. Was it Hat in Time?
This is Oscar.
Yeah, I see, John, I don't know her name. I just see her in a bunch of memes.
Yeah, she's mislabeled as a tsundere.
Alright. I kind of understand that. Mislabeled, but she's actually X Dondere, Y Dendere, Z Dondere, Dere archetype wiki page says this. Okay, TRK. I know you watch anime. You know what a tsundere is.
See, I'm trying to remember, like, what's the accurate way to describe her? I feel like there's like two concepts that like boil her down.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the second one is. The first one I'm pretty sure is that she's very insecure, and so she's insecure in her disappointing people. Like, she doesn't want to disappoint people, and so she shows off, and she tries to overcompensate or like overachieve because she doesn't want to disappoint people.
We got double Uber on the heavy. John, I'm trying to keep track of the anime, but, you know, TRK over here is trying to interrogate you. I'm actually trying to filter him out. I don't even know if TRK can hear you on the stream, so I might be the middleman. We're about to find out. I'm not going to say anything for the next minute. See what happens.
Oh, I need ammo. I mean, I can hear myself on the stream if he's watching through YouTube.
Well, there goes that answer.
Let's see, Asuka feels that if she lets people down, then she will be seen as useless and thus will be discarded.
Oh, he's reading the wiki page.
And so she tries to overachieve, and she tries to have this like bombastic personality as if she's like superior to everyone, so that she will come across as more competent, and also she gives herself an ego boost so she doesn't go back to her depressed, more natural stated self of lack of self-worth.
Sounds like a melee player.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty complicated for an anime character, but you know,
Naruto?
you could just not understand her and call her a tsundere instead.
To be fair, that term's actually overused.
Well, yeah, it kind of is. But... Pyro, no pyro. I mean, she's sort of, she's kind of tsundere towards the main character, but like, that's kind of it. That's like a very small aspect of her entire personality.
John, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of numb towards tsunderes because this girl that played me off in 10th grade was pretty tsundere. And, you know, it just kind of numbed me to the archetype, you know. She, yes, it was 1 year at band camp. You know, she acted like she didn't like me, but I knew she did. And then, you know, I'm quoting her. I knew that she did, so I messed with her. And one time I walked outside. I was in 10th grade. All I said, I had sunglasses on, was, "Man, I'm so awesome." And she's like, "Shut the up, blah, blah, blah." And one time she was like, "You're gay." And I was like, "Whoa." And then, of course, a few months later, yeah, I started to like her, though. So I was like, she was like, "Do you like me?" She sent me that text. And I finally was like, "Okay, yes, I do." She's like, "Oh, that's so cute. Well, I don't like you, and I'm going with someone else to homecoming." I was like, "Oh, okay." So, you know. Anyway, that's... we're really diving into the lore. Now, TRK's updating my wiki page as we speak. Obviously, no ill will towards her. For the people watching, don't go burn her house. Don't do that. Oh my gosh, TRK, calm down.
Is TRK the, like, running with scissors guy?
Yeah, the Reunited Kingdom. I don't know what kingdom he's bringing together. Maybe the one in Alice in Wonderland, but they were bad, so... You better watch out, John. He's very passionate towards Highlander. He's, once I send him this Typhlosion list, it's over. As in, you're gonna be the next champion, John. Congrats! In fact, it's going to be so bad that TRK is going to be like, "Rigged, nerf Typhlosion," like he's doing recently. Nerf Gengar, nerf Greninja, nerf Tyranitar. It's like, whoa, TRK, calm down. Skill. Oh, now he's just quoting Sax. You know, at this rate, he's going to start the wiki. And he's going to add all these inside jokes.
Dude, what is this telling? I didn't know that there was a Carlton in this game.
Yeah, for Scout.
That's pretty cool.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Oh, and it's the guy with that anime chick's avatar, of course. Full circle.
Soup? Oh, yeah. He heard me
The
talking.
Tsundere.
He was like, "Yo, this guy's seeing Evangelion."
I've just seen the memes. Sorry. Like, I guess the whole intro is a meme.
It's a pretty good song, too.
That's true. That sometimes a song is so good that it's a meme, but becoming having a meme status doesn't like undermine it. Like, something can be so cool that once it's associated with memes, it still doesn't get undermined, like Guile's theme. Guile's theme is so good that even though the meme just went crazy, people are like, "Holy crap, this song is just actually good." It's like, yes. It is like one of the greatest fighting game songs ever made. Honestly, people would say it's one of the greatest video game songs. One of the greatest songs ever made.
Yeah, it's like me and that one Naruto song. Oh god, that's a lot of people.
What Naruto
Like
song?
that Naruto opening that Filthy Frank made a video with.
Oh.
Cause like, I knew it from the memes.
Oh,
Like,
that's
when
funny.
when it like finally came on as I was watching, I was like, "Oh, it's that song," and then I learned that, oh, this is actually like really good.
Naruto has good openers.
You know.
I know you're more well-versed in anime than me, John, but remember, I watched Naruto first. Gatekeeping. I'm gatekeeping John.
I turned on episode 1, and then I said, "Whoa, this is good."
True. Iruka Sensei, great character. Well, he's not my sensei, that's what Naruto says. That is cool. Despite how old and experienced Naruto gets throughout the series, he still calls him Iruka Sensei. Oh no. TRK wants to ask the stream, or he's asking us, what did you guys have for dinner? Alright, John, you first.
I had a frozen Mediterranean chicken patty with barbecue sauce. It's pretty good.
Would you air fry it, pan fry?
Yeah, unfortunately, like it's kind of inconvenient though, because it kind of like leaves a bunch of crap all over the paper.
On the pan? Oh, the air fryer?
Yeah, so it's not like the cleanest thing. But it's
Okay,
pretty good.
but John is an avid air fryer user. Add that to the wiki page. Me, TRK, I had the grocery store from the bakery cinnamon roll with frosting all over. And I bought like 4 cinnamon rolls, but I only had 1 tonight. And right now I'm having this espresso. TRK says no Coke sauce. So some people like to marinate chicken and meat with Coke.
5, 4, 3,
What do you think about that, John?
I just think about that episode of Mythbusters.
That is a good show.
Medic? Oh, whoops. Wrong button. Where's my medic button?
Oh, he's popping flog.
Okay.
Phlogisinator. Nice, nice. Dude, John, TF2 really is one of the greatest games of all time. I sent you that expiration date montage of the soldier, and I was like, this could have been an Adult Swim show, like literally. Hopefully they still make it. What a good, like, there's so much potential for more TF2 content, you know? Did you realize how ambiguous Soldier was of, like, looking like both a genius and insane in that short? Like, at first, some people write him off as just insane, but when he, like, throws Scout on the desk, and he's, like, choking him, and he's like, we cannot teleport bread anymore! He was right! They can't teleport bread, because then it becomes a monster. But at first, you're like, oh, he's just insane. I still laugh at that moment. We're in high school, and we're in Mr. Hanneman's class, and obviously free time, you know, end of the class. So we're just watching YouTube videos, and that's when I show you that Meet the Man vs. Machine soldier, and they just edit Meet the Soldier with Man vs. Machine stuff. And I'll never forget, I still think about this, how much we both laughed at the part where at the very end of Meet the Soldier, he's just laughing, talking to the disembodied heads, or the cut-off heads, but for the Man vs. Machine version, he's gone, and then he just teleports in laughing. I'm gonna have to clip it. I'll post it on the Discord. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't really remember that. As you say that, I remember that part.
Yeah. Well, I just remember there's also Meet the Free-to-Play Soldier, and when he hits the spy with the shovel, the spy has a dead ringer and flips him off. Pretty good. Okay, TRK, go to bed. I think that's a very wise decision. You got a very busy day tomorrow to update the wiki pages. Only 5 a.m.? Yeah, okay, TRK. Get 2 hours in of sleep and we might still be here. I just leave the camera on and I'm asleep. You know. Some people do that. They do like those 24-hour streams where they just sleep. That kind of gets very like cynical, where they're trying to act like I'm with you, chat, but they're just trying to make donation money.
Yeah, sometimes they'll try to put on like 10-hour like thunderstorm videos, see if it helps me sleep. It sort of does.
Okay. There are videos that just play like the ambient music from the Elder Scrolls games. 10 hours of Skyrim night music. Pretty cool.
When are we gonna get like the 5-hour, first 5 hours of Spire Fans Street Fighter 6 stream?
John, I gotta order a ticket. I gotta order a stick. I got like $70 of Amazon credit. By the way, I don't know what credit card you use, John, but I started using like a UMB, like gray simple credit card a few years ago, right after COVID. And I kind of underestimated what credit rewards are. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm sure it's just like a small item. But no, I just cashed in my credit rewards last month, and they're like, oh yeah, here's $100 of Amazon credit. I was like, oh shoot. Also, you know, pay your credit card bill. That's kind of the deception is, you know, they get more money if you don't. So you gotta stay on top of those credit card payments.
Yeah, I just have a debit card. I guess like a credit card is a good idea just so you build credit.
Yeah.
But I just use a debit card.
They popped Uber. They popped Uber. They popped Uber. Oh, let's go. A sniper's going ham.
Let's see. Anime avatars. Okay. Hoopasville von Einsburn, I know that character. Mexican Pyro Gaming, I know that character.
What if I can trade in game and I have it? What if I know there's like a, let's see, because I see the taunt. Wait, where'd it go? Yeah. Okay, gift. It'll load out. Can I give this? Maybe I do have to wait. That's what it looks like. That's fine. Yeah, I have to wait because I just saw trade to another player or another item. That's fine.
Hoopasville von Einsburn is playing Soldier.
Nice. John, did I tell you about my business plan?
Not me specifically, but I know like you're trying to get like a basically your own venue type thing.
Yeah, so I've been working on this whole, like, most of this year, well, not most, about a month and a half ago, I was like, okay, I'm starting a business for games and cards and stuff. I've talked to a real estate expert a few weeks ago. He kind of gave me the inside scoop about real estate, and then I've talked to other people about it, and I've scouted around Kansas City. I've looked at, you know, where competitors are, and, you know, kind of the sad part is these competitors are overall just very friendly. So you always think about, like, oh, if I succeed, that could hurt them. Anyway, thinking about that, I actually looked into, you know, another big thing is initial investments. It's like the big leap you have to take. Is you have to talk to investors or make a huge down payment. And when I talked to this expert, he was telling me about he was giving me the 411 about, you know, negotiations with contracts, and then you'll have to like have funds to self-repair your venue and burglary, like burglars and all that stuff to prepare for. Anyway, it's not just that. I've been kind of scoping the demographic in Kansas City, and you're looking at like net cost and net play, or like net pay of like return values, blah blah blah. And I think what I'm gonna do, so obviously my last job is I was a content writer. I was doing marketing for all these different companies. I've gained a lot of experience and knowledge from that department. Obviously I'm a composer, and I've been hosting these tournaments, and you're doing these streams. And I've realized another way to bring all that together, not just through this business, is at least start a website. And I was like, okay, so as of right now, it's looking like I'm going to definitely push my website. But it actually doesn't look like the best decision to start paying rent for like a vacant building, because again, I looked at the demographic, and the initial like guaranteed customer base isn't looking the highest right now. So what I'm gonna do right now is kind of like what we're doing tonight. We're just talking about all these different gaming and media or mental health or competitive stuff, and I'm like, wait, I literally got paid like salary to write about what we're talking about and then just post it on a website. So my plan now is I'm going to start my own website and then just write a bunch of articles about all these topics. And like, for example, I'll start Street Fighter 6, and to this day people ask, what is Yomi? So imagine I start streaming Street Fighter 6 and I can provide my own clips, and then I write articles about like reading people and conditioning. Bam! So that's what I'm looking into right now. Because the other night I was looking into like how much does it take to sustain your own website as like a business front. It's not that bad. And now that I know the inside scoop of like search engine optimization stuff, like marketing for yourself, I'm definitely looking at like that's where I'm going to spin the business to right now. Might as well. We're talking about Pokemon Highlander, and I'm telling you like, oh, these combos with Typhlosion. And right now, when you go to look up Pokemon cards, you go to Google or Facebook. But if I have my own website, that means I could run my own search engine there. It'd be very convenient for people. So that's what's going down. Anyway, TF2. Oh, that's going to be on the website.
That means I gear up.
Yeah. We're moving. I'm air blast.
The overtime rush.
Yeah. Spy check. Okay. Air blast, you know.
That is weird how that happens sometimes.
Fight or flight, John. John, did you watch the Nintendo Direct? Oh yeah, you did.
The one with the Mario RPG?
Spoilers! Yeah.
Was yeah, I forget. I might have mentioned it on the chat, but I only beat that game like a month ago, the original.
That's cool that you beat it though.
I played it on the Super Nintendo Mini. Yeah, I mean, I probably would have played the original anyway, but just funny timing.
No, it's great. I mean, you know, Gino has been very requested as a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Since the Brawl days, and the fact that we see Gino and Mallow again on the Switch is really cool. Obviously not counting spirits in Ultimate, but I will say that is an underrated thing, is they did put a lot of cool stuff into Smash Ultimate with spirits. Obviously there's that segment in Ultimate where you have to get past this road, and the only way to do it is to, like, rescue Pico. And then once you get Pico's spirit rescued, he drives you down the road. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. That's one of my favorite moments. I've talked about, people are talking about, like, who should they add from F-Zero? I'm like, check this out. You already know, John. Were they going to add Octoman and he throws playing cards?
Dude, so I was talking
like
with Zach
Octoman.
about this earlier. I think now this probably wouldn't sell very well, so Nintendo's never going to do it. But I think it'd be really cool to have a Star Fox racing game.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because, like, they already got the characters, they have the multiple kinds of vehicles, they got, like locations, they got good songs. Like, the characters all have, like, their preferences for types of vehicles. They have, like, strong personalities.
I mean, there's an ending in Star Fox Command where Fox and Falco convert their R-Wings into F-Zero racers. So, there's definitely a lot of potential. But then some people would just say, why not just make F-Zero? Because James McCloud is an F-Zero. I mean, I guess they could do, like, F-Zero, and they have their own guest characters, and it's like Fox and Samus. It'd be kind of cool.
Oh, send her down, boys. That car.
is a good map.
Competition begins in 30 seconds.
Red team.
Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned. For my Street Fighter avatar, I made Dr. Eggman.
That's pretty good.
It looks
Hopefully.
pretty good. The clothes aren't perfect, just because like I have what's available to me at the time,
Right.
but overall looks pretty good.
Defend our car.
Over on the right.
Oh no. Man, so I was watching this movie Eraserhead, like yesterday, and
Anime.
nah, it's like a regular movie from the 70s. And it's so freaking weird.
Oh.
Most of the time, is just like it's in black and white. Most of the time, the guy's just like stuck home, taking care of his like newborn baby. Except the weird thing about it is that it's like not human, sort of, because it has like no limbs. It has a really long neck, and it has like the face of uh like a face like an otter, except it's like hairless. And so it's just like constantly making this like whining sound.
So is it like a horror movie, or is it like
Yeah, kind of. It's more like weird.
avant-garde?
I don't really know what that means. It's kind of like a weirds you out kind of horror.
Avant-garde is being like different for the sake of being different. Like, it's almost like anti-establishment or anti-status quo in art. It'd be like, okay, the meme in music world is like, oh yes, check out my avant-garde piece for this recital, and it's just a dude like dinging on glasses every 50 seconds. See, that's when you're like, what's going on here? Like, no, you don't appreciate the fine craft of this avant-garde piece. You guys in your mainstream tempos and percussion and melodies, it's like, alright, no. Anything is music technically, but sometimes avant-garde is basically just the version of being a hipster, but for like music or movies. You're like, oh yes, you'd have to be the upper echelon to appreciate this craft.
I mean, maybe. Like, for the first, like, 20 minutes, I couldn't really understand what's going on at all.
Because at least with Lovecraftian horror, it often has, like, there's often a mystery involved, and usually, like, the good Lovecraftian horror stories, like, the protagonist ends up finding out, at least, like, the source, or at least they're like, oh, there's the monster, there's Cthulhu, or there's a fragment of Cthulhu, but if it's just avant-garde, sometimes it's literally a director just being like, oh, I just want to mess with people. You wouldn't get it.
I mean, it kind of sounds like that. It's like he has a wife, but she just kind of just has a baby out of nowhere, and seemingly, like, based off where the conversation was going, it sounds like it's not his kid, but then she just has the baby for no reason, like out of nowhere, and it's like this weird grotesque thing.
Yeah, because at least, like, in Alien, when the alien bursts out of the person's chest, they actually obviously explain that later. It's not, like, random for the sake of being random. Another example of avant-garde are those people you find online that they literally, like, prey off of people's confusion. Like, that's like their high in life, is they want to post like memes that don't make sense, but your confusion is like what motivates them. That's a little bit like avant-garde. A good example of avant-garde, a perfect like personal example, is I know this composer, and he kind of delves into avant-garde from what I've gathered, to the point that I sent him Resonance by Home, which is like the most popular synthwave song of all time, and it's very good. And I sent it to him because I wanted to know what he thought about it as a composer. And this was like the threshold of knowing how avant-garde he really is, as I sent it to him, and he's like, it's alright, I got kind of bored. And when you listen to Resonance by Home, it is a very, like, non-boring song. The reason why it's so popular is people just love the beat and they love the harmonies, and it invokes melancholy. And so for him to have an analysis saying I got bored, I almost wonder if he was getting a little petty, because it has millions and millions of views. It came out in 2014, and it's extremely popular. And I'm wondering if he saw that, and he kind of delves with his own synth stuff. And so I'm wondering if there's a little bit of pettiness where he was like, why does this synthwave song have so much views, but my avant-garde piece where it's like random noises every 20-second interval, at every 20-second interval, isn't as popular. Now obviously that's an assumption, he didn't say that, but I'm very interested when there are avant-garde artists that you just ask them, what do you think about this popular piece? And it has something to do with kind of their pieces. So, I could go all day about that. Ooh, I heard, hey, what's up? I was gonna say, I heard the Dialanche sound. Little Brady the musician. Yeah, I mean, if you've played TF2, what class do you like to play the most? Obviously, like, all 9 of them are really cool, but tell me your favorite and second favorite, and I'll help you out. Spy? Yeah, so Spy's awesome. I don't know if you've played competitive. TF2 Highlander is one of my most favorite competitive games, which is 9v9, one of each class. So I'm going to talk in a Highlander perspective, which obviously can also play a role in non-Highlander, like what we're doing now. We're playing on Uncletopia, which is basically where most of the competitive players go to play when there's no like organized scrims at the moment, or pugs. So for Spy, in Highlander, it's all about going after the combo usually, which consists of Medic, Heavy, Demo Man, and Pyro. Now Pyro is going to be protecting that combo. So you're going to be listening for comms when your teammates say pyro's down. You're like, ooh, I can, like, look at this right here. If I was spy, I could backstab this heavy. There's no pyro checking it because I'm the pyro. So it's all about, like, game sense. So that's in competitive. That's really big. Going after the sniper helps a lot. But the medic, in any TF2 match overall, the medic is seen as, like, the queen chess piece. The king is obviously the objective. You beat the king, you win. But the medic's the queen. It's just like in chess, if you can take out the queen, that's just huge for momentum overall. So as a spy, if you get to choose your target, you usually go after the medic. And spy has the ability to pass over and sabotage the team from the inside out. So it's game sense. In fact, just playing the game more helps because with Spy's invisibility cloak, all those little metal packs, the metal boxes, they give you more cloak. So being able to know where they all are is very important to extend your cloak. Obviously, you should know what trick stabbing is. I can just tell you that the side, so like, look at this. Look at John here. The side of the heavy is considered the back. So as a spy, you're gonna even try to aim to like try to stab here, and that would be considered a backstab. So top level spies, like John, act like you're running towards me. I'm right here behind you, John. So he's I'm doing that. I'm trying to like trick stab. I'm trying to go for at least the side of this heavy, and then that would be considered a backstab. So that's really big. Actually, I just saw a thesis video about how good stock revolver is, and I've always liked stock. It's good. Max fall off is 20, but if you're close range, this is doing like 40 damage. Spy is the only class that can by default see the opponent's health. Heavy medic has a melee that could do it, but Spy is the only one by default that can see health, and that's important. If they're only at like 50 health, you can just pick them off, you know. Also, information. It's huge that I can just like share information, like with John in this group call right now. Now, obviously, I'm gonna scout out, or I'm gonna see what is ahead. There's a pyro checking, so I'm gonna actually wait out a little bit. I'm gonna see if there's anyone with like low HP, like that soldier. So now we can like kind of move in a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go after that sniper. I just saw that that sniper could be a problem for our sightlines. So. Okay, sniper's gone. I'm gonna move ahead. Again, being able to go past enemy lines like this and sabotage is really important. I don't know. I don't know why maybe the engineer was saying spy in the text, but yeah, being able to sap buildings and then use your stock revolver to take it out really fast is really big. Alright, I'm gonna go up to their choke point here. Okay, very heavily guarded. I'm gonna take a different flank. So I got a metal box there, helps me with maintaining my cloak. Oh, one big thing to know about Spy, if you take anything from tonight, Spy gets extremely strong when the team is distracted. So if the enemy team is distracted, that is like the default go in. But at a mid, especially high level, at a high level, there are bait and switches. Like, high level players are going to test you. Like, this is the type of... Uncletopia is the server where you will encounter the player base being mid to top level on average. So this is the perfect place to test out where these mid to top level players know that a spy will try to attempt a backstab when they're distracted. They already know that, so they're going to turn around a lot more and try to like bait and punish. Very interesting psychology. Okay, so we're pushing cart. I'm going to go ahead. So that pyro heard me hurt my legs. Very experienced pyro. Right. Oh, there he is. That's great. Alright, I'm gonna go for a diamond-backed kunai build. I actually hardly used the kunai most of my life, but I started using it recently. There was someone was praising it in another thesis video, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I never thought it was bad. It just, I never really played with the kunai much, but I really like that risk and reward of, like, basically, like, getting health when you kill someone with a backstab. And the Diamondback gives you crits if you get a kill. So it's like this, like, ultra win situation. But your health, your max health is a lot less, so high risk, high reward here. So again, I'm looking for distractions. Picking up some metal. Okay, let's see if I can get this heavy. Ooh. I could pick off that soldier, but that heavy's watching. Alright, they're kind of distracted. John, you can talk. You know, I'm just giving this brief spy guide per request. So.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be good with spy too, but like, I mean, some to do with that. Map knowledge is very good.
Game sense, yeah. He's like the biggest game sense class, like demand and reward overall. Obviously, it's just good to have game sense. So if you disguise as the enemy team, you can actually use their dispenser. So I use that right there to try to maintain a little bit of health, or try to like circumvent a little bit of chip damage that I just took. There's another modern spy psychology trick where there actually was another spy video that came out recently that talked about how common spies disguise as scout, like I'm doing right now, to the point that a lot of these mid to top level players are very conditioned to just spy check every scout they see on their team because the chances can be so high. So the psychology there is that scout is so expected that picking a class like soldier or heavy is actually like an ultimate mix-up. Obviously, you go a lot slower because soldier and heavy have the slowest run speeds, and you can't rocket jump while you're disguised, or spy just can't rocket jump at all. So I'm playing like another risk-reward thing here. That's the perfect timing. If you can take out their sentry, lose your disguise, but then join up with your team during a push to protect yourself, super good for spy. And now they're distracted, so I'm going to go back in for an approach. again, you want to take advantage of how good Spy can just sabotage the opposing team from the inside out. Okay, so we've met up again. Might as well just wait for my cloak to recharge a bit. So yeah, kind of like what John said, game sense and knowing the map is big, but just play the game. Like, don't feel intimidated if you don't know this map. But once you discover what like alternate flank routes are, that'll be very important for like approaching them from the other side and stuff. Another thing, this is my thesis video, something I haven't seen covered yet, is the importance of defense Spy. We're playing offense right now, which obviously is important. You being able to sabotage their defenses like their sentries. But what's interesting is when we play defense, you would think, oh, well, when you play defense, you don't see that many level 3 sentries. But Spy on defense is so important because what's a big culprit that stops level 3 sentries? Uber Charge. What's a class that can bypass the front lines and then kill the medic ASAP? Backstabbing Spies. Not like that. But yeah, defense Spy is huge. There are so many games that can come down to like, did you kill the medic? No. Here comes the Uber. You know, you gotta be careful. It goes back to what I said about medic being the queen chess piece. You know, as a pyro main, I'm always trying to protect my medic and my combo, realizing how strong their plays can be with stuff like Uber pushes and just having like a very sturdy team that can like push charges and stuff. That was good. That was a good backstab on me.
Where am I stuck? Oh, I'm stuck. No. I'm stuck on this little stair.
Did you crouch?
I can't. Run. Change class. How do I change class? Can't do anything. Okay, I died. Oh, expert heavy tip. Okay, why does my keyboard does not work at all now? Hang on. Nope. Yeah, my keyboard is just not working at all.
Whoa.
I mean, maybe the batteries finally died on it. I tried,
Oh, is it wireless?
Yeah, I tried taking them out for a second, but it didn't fix it. Let's see. I should have some new ones. change the batteries, and I'm all good.
There we go. Drawing the speedster.
And it certainly lasted a while.
Right.
Pro heavy tip. Band next to the cart has WM1.
Brass Beast?
Jump on the cart, hold down M1. Especially on
He
this
just flat
map.
out popped Uber. Uh-oh. I was trying to backstab that pyro. Alright, I will spy check for you, John. It's kind of my job. Oh!
Wow. You have one job.
John, I need a raise. Alright, we're back at it.
You had one job. Two pyros. Oh, Brass Beast heavy.
Sorry, you got some medics. I'm spy checking.
Is this jump on the box route worth it? I've never seen it.
It goes backwards, basically, so...
Oh.
It's like a very... It technically goes to this... We pop Uber. It technically goes to, like, that staircase in the shed, but it takes a while, especially as heavy overall. They pop Uber.
Oh, heavy shooting at me. Get on that car, fellas. Just remember things. Get on that car. Yeah. So you top score if you sit on the cart.
And that ends the thesis video. I'll be right back. Let's see.
What is this guy doing? Alright.
Alert. The control point has been captured.
Yeah, it's like this message on this Guile Discord is like perfect for me because I've been labbing this. He's asking which move into level 3 does more damage.
Okay.
And I'm like, Guile High Kick,
That's a good move.
5200.
I do like Guile High Kick. That's a cool move.
Yeah, you can kind of anti-air with it.
Yeah.
And you can even cancel it into flash kick and it all hits if you don't get if you don't trade.
You know, for all you watching at home, John was the guy that opened my eyes to like the secret gem in Guile's like moves set. Obviously, I already thought Guile was cool, and obviously on paper, people are like, "Whoa, Guile's only got 2 special moves, 3 as of Street Fighter 6." But John, back in the Street Fighter 4 days, was like, "Have you seen his unique attacks? Have you seen his normals?" I'm like, "Ooh, pretty good." The hidden gem, you know, got all these cool, unique attacks you can use in all these different situations.
Drive rush overhead is +8 on counter hit.
Dang.
I also noticed that his standing medium punch and standing heavy punch have the same startup. So if you can do, because I was doing like standing medium punch before, like at the start of a chain, but you can just do heavy punch, does more damage. Like instead of like medium to crouching medium, you can do heavy to crouching medium and it does more damage.
Dang. Yeah, but John, more damage means more meter for them.
I mean, I guess, what was it, like super meter, I guess, but I mean, usually for those big combos, you're going to be doing it like in round 2 or 3 anyway, so you're probably going to kill, or it's like probably going to be worth it.
I remember when I was in high school going to Street Fighter tournaments, I had a guy that tried to like, he would attempt to trash talk some of the tactics I did, and when I did EX Tomahawk Buster to Condor Dive, multiple times he would just say during a match, he'd be like, waste a meter. And I'd be like, not really. You know, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm thinking like, oh, you know, he's obviously trying to like get in my head, which is really funny. And I mean, there are scenarios where you do ask yourself, do I spend the meter for like, it was like 100 damage at most. It kind of goes down to like, do you want the extra damage? Or in T-Hawk's, now he played a lot of Cammy. So like, I wasn't worried about, you know, projectiles, because when you play against Ryu or Guile, you want to store some EX meter to EX Condor Spire. But against Cammy, I'm not really worried about storing meter for EX Condor Spire there. So it was a very interesting, it did definitely engage risk-reward like play, like thinking about it, but overall I obviously go for EX Condor Dive, so. I got Uber, I got Uber, I got Uber. Alright, I'm gonna pop, I'm gonna go out.
I do think Lily is good if you're a fan of that Condor Dive and Spire, because hers are definitely cooler, I would say, at least for me. I think they're cooler than T-Hawk's. Just the animation for them.
I know that Mexican Typhoon and SPD are both like 5 frames, like in Street Fighter 5, which is fine. I was just curious what they were going to do this time around, because in Street Fighter 4, the grappler command grabs were frame 2.
Yeah, I don't know if it's for every character, but I think Guile's normal throw is 5 frames, so I assume everyone's is.
I will say, maybe they thought, because, you know, obviously getting into Street Fighter 4, when you have a command grab that's frame 2 with insane range, good damage, great O-key placement, frame 2 startup, I think you remember this, I asked other players, I'm like, when do I normal throw? As T-Hawk and Zangief, when would I normal throw? And they would tell me, like, there are specific situations, like very, very specific ones, but if you bring up arguments like, oh, what if you need a tech to throw? I'm like, Mexican Typhoon's frame 2. If I wake up, it's gonna beat most normal throws. So it was very interesting. I wonder if the designers saw my kind of logic, like other grappler players were doing, where it's like, you rarely use normal throw because of your frame 2 command grab. So now it's frame 5. So there's a little more prospect because... Also, okay, you know what? There is a case. On knockdown, if they did wake up jump, at least a normal throw has enough recovery overall that you won't get punished. But if I whiff a Mexican Typhoon, that's like a full jump in punish. But see, I'm so used to just hard reads that I want to predict them jumping already, so I'm already going for the Tomahawk or something, or the Ultra 2.
Yeah, I wish if I could add a move for Marisa, it would be like a T-Hawk Ultra 2 move.
It's popped up on more grapplers over the years. I've watched.
Well, I know
like
not like the anti-air aspect, but just like this like grabbing them out of the air and slamming them down.
Oh, people say T-Hawk's Ultra 2 is still one of the most brutal moves in a fighting game. So I'll never forget when I was 17, and there was the max out where I did like really, really well for the first time at a monthly tournament, and the timing was perfect because, you know, there was quite a few naysayers at the tournament, but J-Spot was always nice, and I was playing in Akuma while there were some naysayers behind me, and J-Spot said out loud, "No, that's Spire fan. That dude's got heart. He's playing for prom money." And right after he said that, I pulled out Ultra 2 versus the diving Akuma, and they were like, "Oh!" Yeah. Talk about crazy timing. I love Ultra 2. Because just the presence of having Ultra 2 already conditions the opponent to not jump as much. You don't even have to use it the entire set.
Yeah, I think somewhere I read today that like Zangief's playstyle in 6 is to like make them think about SPD without actually using it.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was T-Hawk's game plan. It's like, he has Mexican Typhoon, but when you reach that mid-top level, you don't use it as much. At like a low mid level, you definitely are using it a ton because people don't respect it. But at mid to top level, especially when you get those players that, it happened in person, I fought against players that had a lot of pride in not being grabbed once. So I took advantage that they were like brushing me off and saying, "You'll never grab me." Okay, I'll just keep doing Tomahawk Buster, you know? And then the second you get one command grab after long-term conditioning, they just like go ballistic. It was hilarious. But yeah, I love mid-top level Street Fighter. Because I don't go in going like, "Oh yeah, I have to get grabs." No. I'm totally fine playing a full, complete set and I never command grab you. But yeah, it's like you said, it's just the threat of having the command grab that like alters their play. Kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, like old school Yu-Gi-Oh more so, where if you were in a bind, you could just like set a spell card to bait it as like a trap card, and it alters your opponent's like play.
Oh, oops. Let's see. This guy's username, Remilia Scarlet. That's a Toho character. Anime.
John, Nick, Lasagna's old roommate, Cameron, last stream was trying to educate me on Tohu, and I was like, I've heard it from, like, memes, and that's about it, for the most part. Oh, John, we went the wrong way.
The freaking teleporter. Yeah, I mean, my Toho knowledge is not that much. It's like a bullet hell game.
I know that, yeah.
And then there's like another Toho which makes the Godzilla movies. Which I don't think they're connected,
No.
but they just have the same name.
I'm pretty sure that's THO, or TOHO, and Tohu has a U at the end. Well, John, I can't wait for us to pop up on Twitter tomorrow. They're like, look at these guys. They think they know about Tohu. It's these long multi-paragraph tweets. We're being gate-kept. Oh no, look out. Oh, I have crits. Oh no.
And that teleporter is not very good. And that teleporter is good. I was right before this. I was practicing a little bit of punishing Chun-Li's Hazanshu, like overhead sort of move, and it's like if she does the fast one, like the light version is really fast, and I have a much easier time perfect pairing the fast one for some reason.
John, I'm gonna pop crits. Well, once you run out there. Pretty crits. Pretty crits. They all
So
spawned
Chun-Li,
in. Oh,
if Chun-Li does the light Hazanshu, even if I don't get the perfect parry, it's like -9 for her on block. So you do a parry. Okay, I'll give you the strats. Okay, grappler, you do Mexican Typhoon. So she does the light Hazanshu. It's like the really fast one. If you block it or parry it, even if it's not a perfect parry, if she does the fast one, you're +9 frames. So like easy command grab, easy super. If she does the slow one, she's pretty safe if she does the slow one. But you can catch her on the startup with like a jab, or if you have a move that goes over lows, like Guile's upside down kick.
Right.
So like she does a slow one, I could do upside down kick into flash kick or sonic hurricane. Or if she does a light one, I can parry, and even if I don't get the perfect parry, I'm +9, and standing heavy punch is 7 frames, so I can do my punish counter that I linked and do big damage.
That's good labbing.
And there was this one Chun-Li player I played a little while ago who kept doing the Kazanchu, and I like immediately labbed it out.
4, 3, 2, 1. A point is now available for capture. Alert. The control point is being captured.
Yeah, that's like one of the, that's like the best use for training mode. It's like going, what the heck is this guy doing? Let me go into training
God.
mode, figure it out.
The rage. Nah, John's not a rager.
Yeah, I mean, everything looks so cool in Street Fighter 6. It's like, you have no reason to rage, it just looks cool.
It does look cool. I like the startup screen where the announcer says like round 1 fight. I like that the characters walk out of like a fight club place. Yeah, that's cool.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
I like that the story takes place after Street Fighter 3. Not that I hated 4 or 5 taking place before, but I was always curious what the story would be after 3, so it's cool that we have a game that does that.
Yeah, you could probably do like, you got your wind charge, parry, the light Hazanchu, do like counter spire
Yeah.
into whatever. Or like crouch, some cancel move. 8 frames or less, pretty easy.
Crits.
I'm not entirely sure what the benefit of the perfect parry is, because like, you don't seem to have much extra frame advantage than just doing a regular parry. Like, as long as you're still trying to time it well, you just don't get it perfect.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about the differences. I know people are trying to learn how to perfect parry like E Honda's headbutt, but I don't know like why they go after perfect parry.
Oh, I think, yeah, what it is, I think you can act out of it faster.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you
That sounds
perfect
right.
parry Blanca's ball, you can, like, drive rush after him. So, yeah, that's what it is. But I guess if they're, like, right there, then it doesn't really matter. But, like, if they bounce away from you, then yeah.
Crits. I love this map.
I'm not sure if I've seen this map or not.
We have lost control point. Thank you, engineer.
Cabin.
Yeah, so this guy on the Guile Discord was like, oh, if I spend all my resources, I can almost get 6,000. And that combo I showed you did like 6,500, so I linked him to that. And he says, damn, that's not even hard to do. I gotta learn that.
There
It
you go,
looks
John.
not... well, it looks not hard. Of course, like, the only hard part is the very end. So, I guess overall it's not too hard. But you just gotta be good at the charging. As long as you can do that one thing at the very end, yeah, it's not too hard. Which even my previous, like, go-to wasn't too hard after some practice. Like yeah, you it's hard at first, but you practice for a little bit, you'll get it.
Right.
But I still gotta practice my new one because I don't get it every time. Oh, and then he says, wait, heavy punch into flash kick is hard. Never mind. Spreading the knowledge.
Yeah. Helping the community.
Helping my fellow soldiers. Oh god.
Fruits.
Mission ends in 60 seconds. Alert. The control point is being captured. We have lost control point.
Yeah, they have, someone posted, I guess some, like, online character usage stats, and Guile's still, like, bottom 3 or 4, despite how good he is. Like, he seems really good.
Well, Twitter definitely keeps saying he's really good.
I still want to find at least, like, one really good combo using his level 2 into level 1. I tried doing, I think, a desk combo, but I just couldn't get it to work.
Oh man,
Like, I just didn't.
that
I
sounds like a
couldn't seem
common
to.
mistake.
Yeah. Like, I just couldn't seem to still be in range for the next hit to land. But yeah, like, Guile seems really good, and for some reason, he's just still not very popular of a character.
I think a lot of it, it's actually similar to, well, I don't know his usage stats online, but people are saying that Zangief, because he's such a traditional grappler, all these new fighting game players coming into Street Fighter, they have to mentally convert what it takes to play a pure grappler as like Zangief. And I think you could say the same about Guile with like pure, like solid, fundamental, like defense. You know, that you have to, it takes a while to inherit that flow, that ebb and flow, and the charge stocks, or like charge buffers, and because you already came in from Street Fighter 4 and some 5, so they probably, you know how many new players probably are like, why do Guile's moves take charge inputs while Ryu and Ken just do it instantly, and they don't understand like frame advantage and all that.
I think Zangief was actually fairly high up. I think it was like around a week ago. Ryu and Ken were on top. Marissa and Cammy, I think, were the top 4.
Yeah, I think Ryu and Ken are just staples for high usage in every game overall. But the fact that Capcom thought at first, like, oh, could we release Street Fighter 3 without Ryu and Ken? That was a pretty bad blunder on their end. Thankfully, they didn't release the official game until Ryu and Ken came out, so. But even then, you know, we got into Street Fighter, competitive Street Fighter during 4. I technically got in when Street Fighter 2 was released on the Wii Virtual Console. But, you know, we got in at a time where Street Fighter 3 Third Strike already had its cult following. But people forget that you erase the cult following now, and Street Fighter 3 is not the most popular game. Because even with Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Akuma, which took 2 more iterations to get those legacy characters, that's it. Those are all the legacy characters, you know? So they learned. That's why now Street Fighter 4, 5, and 6, all the World Warriors are playable. I almost feel bad for Remy. But you know what? They had Charlie and Guile in the same game. I bet they could desync Remy from Guile.
They can desync him from existence.
Oh, jeez. Oh, John. They might clip you on that. And then the Guile Discord finds it. Probably call you a hero. Hopefully not. John, there might be Remy mains that have picked up Guile in 6. Oh my gosh, John, what if you go on the Guile Discord tomorrow and someone calls Sonic Boom ring toss?
I think Charlie's Sonic Boom is more like ring toss than Guile's.
Yeah.
Control point is being contested.
I don't know. Makoto win. I want Makoto.
It's pretty cool.
Whoa! I teleported and a piece of like cinnamon swirled bread just flown out of me.
Yeah. Oh, and your soldier. Did you know soldier has a higher chance to teleport bread?
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's kind of like how Luigi has like twice the amount of chance to trip and brawl. Except this is all cosmetic. You know, Luigi actually was with a gameplay mechanic. I actually just learned that today. Literally, someone talked about how Soldier has an increased rate of teleporting bread. Or with bread. I don't know if you've ever fought a top level spy, but once I started playing a lot of competitive matches, I saw a lot of them that just had... They're very good at not dying. I don't mean that as a complaint, I was impressed. Like, I would find the spy, flamethrower, in all their different directions that they might go, but with the combination of Dead Ringer and Spicicle, they just, it was really hard to kill a lot of them. They were forged in the fires, I guess literally. Soldiers too. Like I said, Uncletopia, the player base is like mid to top level on average. And there's a lot of soldiers that try to bait out my air blast. And it's like parrying. They're trying to bait out my parry to punish. It's really fun. I mean, John, you were the first guy that really was advocating how good Soldier Shotgun is back in high school. I knew Shotgun wasn't bad. I just remember asking, like, I wonder when does Soldier use a shotgun? You're like, oh, dude, when you're out of rockets, it's pretty nice. Not even total out of rockets, just like, you're just like, wait, I can just kill this guy. I don't have to reload. I don't know, it's fun. I love talking about weapon choices in TF2 because, like you saw when we were playing payload defense, I love running like battalions backup. I think soldiers' banners are really good when you're holding like choke points like that. But then in King of the Hill like this, you might want to run gunboats or shotgun, or it's just really interesting on what you decide, depending on the type of map and the current play field.
Has there been any progress on the Michael Street Fighter thing?
I don't know if he owns it. I have to ask him. I think he's looking at, I mean, he's going to use his Smashbox. The only problem with that is if he ever wants to play people on PlayStation, he can't use his box unless he finds a converter.
I know we played together on TF2. I'm not entirely sure if I'm friends with him on Steam.
Yeah, you'll have to add him next time. We went to that TF2 LAN a few months ago in St. Louis. It was a lot of fun. He told me that playing on Uncletopia servers helped him prepare well for a very competitive environment. I was like, yep, that's what these are for.
I think I'm gonna go after this round.
Alright. Not doing it.
Alright. I'm gonna try to play some Street Fighter Online tomorrow.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining, John.
Yep.
I'm gonna finish this TF2 set, but I'll see you around. So.
Let's see.
GG's everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys around.